I like the silhouette of this bag. I love the exterior material, by far my favorite recycled material that I've encountered to date. And I really love that there's a small day bag nestled in an expandable pocket. The travel bag opens like a suitcase, dividing the main compartment into 2 equal segments. It has a reliable water bottle pocket, 2 front external access pockets, and the option for a waterproof pouch with access from the top exterior of the bag. This is the 45-liter Pakt travel backpack version 2. The first company that ever asked me to contribute to a product design was Pakt. They took me to Vietnam and New York and Hong Kong to go through prototypes and iterations of their first travel backpack. And since then, they've brought on whole new staff members. They've released entire new collections. This Anywhere collection is still my favorite road trip bag setup. Now they're releasing their new backpack collection via crowdfunding on their website, with the first batch of products scheduled to be delivered in the next 8 weeks or so. Now, the carry-on travel backpack compared to roller luggage or something like that. I know some people who travel with something like this and roller luggage. For me, I just travel with this because normally I'm with my family or I'm on some sort of an excursion. I don't want to be carrying luggage upstairs over cobblestone streets, through beaches, things like that. The roller luggage is something that I've just gotten away from. I love to travel hands-free, and for that reason, the travel backpack carry-on size has become a staple for a lot of us nomadic types out there. But you gotta have enough capacity. Too big and you can't carry it on. Too small and you can't carry all your stuff. This is the 45-liter. They have a 35-liter version of this bag, which I would recommend if you do a lot of traveling in Southeast Asia, maybe Australia, some of those pesky European flights that are more stringent in their carry-on requirements. For me, I'll travel with the 45. This travel backpack is about the same size as every max size carry-on travel backpack out there, but it's one of the only bags who segments the main compartment into 2 sections. This is that suitcase-style clamshell opening. I'll link in the description below to another bag that does that. Pakt also have a bunch of these packing cubes that are perfectly sized. This one has 2 compartments. They're made from really sleek, lightweight material, so you can get more compression on your clothing and stuff. I have gotten used to using the 2 segments of this bag as my packing cubes themselves. So I put my clothes directly into these 2 main segments. I love storing this thing split open and unzipped under the bed of the hotel or Airbnb I'm staying at. It's hidden away when I don't need it. And when I pull it out from under the bed, on the floor, I have a little dresser with 2 compartments. I know what's on either side, and I have great visibility and access to both those sides. This suitcase style opening makes it really easy to pack and unpack because there's not much digging around underneath or behind things. What you see is what you get. I tend to bring tech gear besides my laptop and phone, headphones, something like that. And when I do that, I like to put that in the rear segment here and in padded pouches. By the way, traveling with the Fujifilm X100 series small fixed lens camera has changed my family's life because it takes much better, more magical photos than our phones do, and it's not big to lug around. Ask me anything about that in the comments. Probably end up doing a video on it at some point. Now, before we get into comfort, let's talk about external access and pocketing. This top sort of admin pocket, which has your keychain leash, little thing for a pen. This has a little magnet in it. How do they work? You also have a place here to put passport, and inside of here you actually have an AirTag pocket that is hidden away, kind of secret, so people who don't know about it won't know about it. You could still track your bag if it gets stolen. God forbid. Wouldn't that suck? You do have some dimension built into this pocket. I'd say about 2 inches at the bottom of that pocket, which that space will get eaten into by your front main compartment if that's really bulgy and packed out a bunch. Then the lower pocket here, this is just flat. Perfect size for a thin journal or a pile of snacks or something like that. Can be hard to get into and out of. when the bag's like really packed out. You've got this great water bottle compartment, right? There's also this elastic thing that can go right over your water bottle to kind of keep it stuck in there. Then you have external access into the tops of both of your main compartment segments and get access to them without opening up the main compartment. Finally, you have the ability to clip in their waterproof pouch at the top of the front main compartment segment. I should also mention that the interior laptop compartment is externally accessible. One note here about keeping your laptop in the center of your bag. This is very unique. I don't know of another bag that does this, right? One benefit of this is you can have clothes on both sides of your laptop, have it more protected than anywhere else, like in any other bag. The other thing though that can happen is you can have tech gear, stiffer, stronger, sharper kinds of things on one side, and you'll notice that the padding around the laptop isn't necessarily super thick because it's expected that you're gonna have soft stuff on both sides. That's why I recommend when you have sharper things, hard drives or drones, you find a pouch, a padded pouch to pack those things into this bag with. I've got to also tell you about their hidden TSA pocket at the bottom of the back panel, okay? You flip this out quickly when you're going through security. You throw in anything that's in your pockets, run it through the scanner, and easily pick up your bag, take it somewhere, put it all back in your pockets again on the other side of security. With these potentials for pocketing and external access, I can personally highly recommend this bag, because I helped design the first one, but I've also been just loving using this one. Now, all of that pocketing doesn't include this nested day bag. I love the size and shape of this little day bag. It's delightful. My 16-inch laptop fits well with some room for a journal, some headphones, a charger, some tech items and snacks in the front compartment. There's a detachable water bottle compartment that isn't big enough for my preferred bottle, but would easily fit most single-use plastic bottles or smaller bottles. Very useful if you need it. The straps can be set as a sling or as a backpack with a wide or narrow configuration. So you can travel holding the day bag just sort of in your hand while you go. This is a great option. A lot of the times this is a great option. Or you can do like straps over your front with the travel backpack on your back. Or you can place this bag right inside this expandable pocket on the front of this bag, which is designed for this. Now, if your backpack is fully packed out, you'll probably need to leave this expanded. See this zipper? This compresses it down. My bag in here is not necessarily fully packed out. I've got a few little things in here, tablet, notebook, some snacks, things like that, some tech items. And I can actually compress this all the way down. I do have to say that these zippers on the compression are the only zippers on this bag I've had any issues with. And the only issue I have is can you see this little like, this accessory loop right here? Those things, and the fact that we're grouping and bunching together a bunch of fabric inside, just makes it a little more of a ripping kind of, gotta find your way through it sort of zipper. The only one on this bag like that. Now we have an external sort of zipper that expands this pocket. Then you have a zipper that closes and opens the opening to that pocket. So I would probably travel with this inner zipper open and then leave these two zips up at the top so I could kind of easily access my not packed out all the way bag. But even still, it's a little too tight to get. Now, if you didn't want to use this bag, you could still use this expandable compartment to fill it up with more clothing, maybe packing cubes. Those packing cubes would fit perfectly in there. You would be much more likely to get flagged as like too big for carry-on or too heavy or something like that. With this expanded out, it definitely does have a bigger, like burlier look to it. Now, I think there's a chance you can fit this bag under the seat in front of you on many airplanes, okay? But not if it's expanded out like that, all right? And then if you're getting to the airplane seat, pulling your day bag out of there, you're gonna probably put this under the seat in front of you, so this needs to go in the overhead. I only mention this because I don't know if you've flown Southwest recently, but it's hectic. It's hectic when people are like, is there gonna be space for my bag? Because everybody's got like two bags, there's just so much. It's just become a normal thing that you might not get your bag in the overhead compartment. We have to sky check it or something like that. I love traveling with a bag that can fit under the seat in front of me. I can smush this under the seat in front of me and have everything that I need right there if it's not super overpacked and if it doesn't have that expanded thing. And that makes travel so much smoother. So much smoother. You should check out my Travel Glad email. Sort of, I have like a free course on traveling that I'm writing. I'll link to that in the time code. That's the kind of things we get into. Okay, now let's talk about comfort. I like these straps quite a bit more than version 1.0 of the bag. Okay, there's more rigidity, there's the stiffness, they feel more coherent. I don't know, this mesh itself is more burly. In fact, you should know that if you have bare skin on this mesh, it can really kind of create some roughness for you, which I actually kind of like because it's more durable. Now you've got load lifters here, and you see the way this is attached, kind of like Go-Ruck bags. We've got more articulation here. So some of you might notice a bigger benefit there. These load lifters just help you to pull the load a little bit up and forward. At the bottom, there are gated hooks that you can pull the strap off and slide it away in case you're in full-on like hand carry mode. And those just attach to these loops down here that are nice kind of throwbacks to some style that's on the Pakt 1 duffel bag, which is like a, hey, nice touch, guys. When I'm putting this on, I often notice that it like kind of gets on when I'm like a little bit. So you're just gonna do that turn. That's because they articulate a lot freer than normal. It's coming in, right? And then you just do the full, cinch up thing. And I do wish there was like little thumb loops down here. By the way, the sternum strap is satisfactory, it's fine. You're gonna like it, it's adjustable, it does what it needs to do. I traveled mostly like with this thing with just the sternum strap and these straps for two reasons. Number one, I like these straps, and the sternum strap, once I'm set up that way, it actually felt really comfortable. Number two, the hip straps themselves I find just weren't very good. In version 1 of the bag, we designed this like aluminum frame that goes around the entire sort of outside of this. Here we have a little bit of a plastic kind of stiffening board in there, which actually just goes around, it looks like this black panel, not the entirety of the bag. So that means you can get a little like moofy kind of frumpiness, lumpiness with the bag, depending on how you have it packed out. That's one reason why the hip straps don't work very well. The other reason is that they are just plain webbing, just sort of 2-inch nylon webbing, not super comfortable, useful in a pinch, easy to stow because there's webbing. It's just, there's nothing to it. You just shove them back here in this pocket. And my hunch, I predict, is that you would probably leave them like this most of the time, just packed away. If hip straps are really important to you, I'd recommend finding some sort of like an accessory that can Velcro or slide around this, because I think they could work totally fine. I just personally wouldn't really pull them out of the bag unless I was going on a longer trek of some kind. I had to walk a really long distance and it's hot. Like let's do what we can. Then trying to pack the stiffer things in the back panel as much as possible, so that keeps that rigid in the back. You could picture like those like sheepskin, like things that you put on seat belts or something that you attach here, get really comfortable. That would work. But for the most part, the shoulder strap and sternum straps have been absolutely fine for me with this pack. I love these straps. I think they are a beautiful, like a really nice upgrade from the V1. Now, let's talk about these external materials. I've mentioned that this is my favorite recycled material to date, and it really is. It has this almost waxed canvas, very dry, not waxy at all, but like a kind of like a canvas feel, way better than that recycled polyester we were using on the version 1 stuff. It just feels a lot better. It's actually recycled nylon, made from plastics of all kind, and it is like a 500. It is a 500D. This thing is awesome. I am noticing it pick up some like lint and pet hair. The interior liner is also tactile, like surprisingly delightful from a touch and a feel point of view. This is a 70D recycled nylon. It's really, really sleek. The zippers are all YKK zippers and feature a thin paracord zip pull. The two main compartment zippers are a larger number 10 zipper and feature a simple plastic metal attachment on the paracord, so you could visually tell, and even by feel in the dark, which zippers are the main compartment zippers. This is a little pocket that this little accessory strap gets put into. Can you see the like loopy, hooky sort of thing? That attaches to this accessory loop right here, and they are quite fussy to get in and on sometimes. Actually, that worked pretty smooth. Yoga mat or an extra jacket or sweater just attached to the outside. And then when you don't need it, you just kind of tuck it away in here, knowing that it's always there without it being in the way. There's two right here and here, and then I think two more on this side, so 4 total. This is the side I would recommend doing that on. It's where your handle is, your water bottle is not in the way on this side. The Pakt logo on the front panel of the bag and the small P embroidered on the water bottle pocket, I think are nice little touches. I think these handles are still working. They don't look like they're not, we used to have a kind of like, they were sort of angled in. It was just sort of interesting, this like angled in sort of thing. I like it visually more, just the straight. These are just some nylon webbing with some padding inside. These will work great, as will the handle up here on the top of the bag, same kind of thing. The quilted stitching on the laptop sleeve and the quilted stitching on the back panel, I just think are kind of classy. Arguably, I kind of wish there was some more channel for breathability back here. You know, sometimes you use those bags that have those like big, rugged, and it feels like it looks like cheesy. It does, it looks cheesy. But then you put it on and it's like, oh, actually that's kind of nice. Like the bag is just like, boom, I'm attached to your body here and here and here and here. But the rest is breathing. Sometimes I dig that. This feels more grown up. All right, so let me talk about my conclusions here. All right, I think this is a great travel backpack. I think this is worth the price. I think it's worth giving up on every other travel backpack for 3 to 10 years and just going all the way with this. That nested bag thing is a big deal for me. That could potentially change a lot of how I work. Oftentimes though, I'm traveling with a big travel backpack and a daily carry bag. The daily carry bag is my camera bag. It has all my camera gear and tech gear in it because that's what I'm doing for a living. In that case, this is just my split open dresser underneath the bed. I love that feature. All my clothes easily accessible, visible, right? All my clothes, bigger day bag than this one as my daily carry because I need to fit my camera and microphones and all sorts of stuff like that. That said, this is freaking awesome. I love the size and shape of this. Some of you should just be getting this. You don't even need a travel bag, but this is like the perfect little daily carry bag for you. It feels delightful. Again, that recycled material, the nylon, the way, like, I like this. From a product perspective, this thing is really like chef's kiss. It feels really coherent. The carry comfort is solid. The capacity is solid. I would potentially have an updated kind of hip strap potentially in the future, but that's, I don't know. This bag just feels exactly like what it wants to be. That external material really, really upgraded the way this thing feels. All right, that's it. That's it. This is my first video in a while. Thanks for all the kind words, you guys. I'll be back with some updates soon. Use my links below if this was helpful. It really supports the channel. It's literally how I'm paying for like crackers for my children. They're growing. Feed the children. Bye-bye.